Hello people, and it seems we have a new game. Okay, now, stupid voice aside. Well, maybe not stupid, odd. This is a game that was, free with Xbox Live Gold a while ago, and recently I have gotten to playing it, and in all honesty, it is one of the best games I've ever played. Because, one of the things I like most in books is mysteries, and one of the things I like most in life is video games. And this successfully mixes both. So, we're gonna start the game. Since I've already finished the game, I'm gonna play it case by case, and, by the way, I remember nothing of this first case. So, this first case will probably be the one that'll give you the most natural experience to this. At least in my reactions. But yes, if you like mysteries, this is a game for you. If you like games without action, this is a game for you. Because there is little action in this game, if any. The most is a couple, just button presses in quick succession. And that's it. So, we're gonna start this first case. And I hope you guys are gonna enjoy. Now, I figure we'll stop about 20-30 minutes into this first case. I want to say each case took me about 2 hours. So that should be 4 episodes on each case. So hopefully that'll be enough content to make you guys happy. So, well, let's get into it. I hate loading screens. That's probably this game's one downfall, is the loading screens are horrendous. But I can suffer through them. By the way, I'll probably cut most loading screens out. Most, not all. For those of you who will take that the wrong way. Okay, I'm sorry for this dilemma. For this first little bit, you're gonna have to go off of the subtitles, because there is, I'm not sure if it's copyrighted or not, but it's music that I don't want to worry about. I didn't notice it in my first playthrough of the game, so hopefully I don't get copyrighted for that. Now let's add in the audio. Right, there it is.
Watson.
Yes, of course it is. And you almost killed me.
Nonsense. I was aiming for the vases.
Blindfolded?
Watson, quiet, please. I'm trying to concentrate. Ah, Lestrade. What is it this time?
He can see me. Well, here it is, and it's a good one, Mr. Holmes. A gentleman by the name of Peter Carey, also known as Black Peter, has been murdered.
A sailor, most probably.
What happened here?
Oh, Mr. Holmes, how could you?
It's the only exercise I've had all week. A grateful client from Limoges sent me a vase collection this morning. I couldn't think of a better use for it.
You're out of your mind.
I missed 4 out of 10.
Given you were blindfolded, that was very good. Can I have a try?
Am I the only sane one here?
I suppose that Watson is right, Inspector. A little brain work would be preferable now. Do please tell us more about Black Peter.
Peter Carey, born in 1845 and 50 years old. An ambitious sort, he achieved much success in seal and whale hunting around Scandinavia. Retired in 1884 with a small fortune. He invested his money in a property called Woodman's Lee, near Forest Row in Sussex. It was where he lived for 6 years, and where he was found dead yesterday.
Has the investigation already begun?
Yes and no. In fact, this crime is so mysterious that I would prefer you to join me down there.
Give me half an hour to prepare, Inspector.
Take your time and join me there. I have to go through the yard first. The merry men struck again.
What have they done this time?
They robbed a powder reserve. I'll meet you at Woodman's Lee, Mr. Holmes.
I should help Mrs. Hudson here. I also have several appointments that I must keep this afternoon.
I shall go alone then.
Alright, again, sorry for the inconvenience. I hope that doesn't ruin this game too much for you in the first episode. Oh, and I pressed the wrong button. I needed to do this anyway, but... Oh, there it is. Alright, we are playing as Abraham Lincoln. Because that is what I think this looks like. There it is. Kind of like what they did with these loading screens, where at the very least, they added something to look at and do. I didn't mean to press that button. Alright, here we are.
Mr. Holmes, I'm over here. Come on.
Inspector Lestrade, when will you remove my husband's body? It's sacrilegious to leave him here like this.
As soon as we can, Mrs. Carey, I assure you. Allow me to introduce you to Mr. Sherlock Holmes. He's a detective. No doubt you've heard of him. I'll wait for you in front of the cabin, Mr. Holmes.
My condolences, Mrs. Carey.
Thank you, Mr. Holmes.
I just noticed. I believe there might be a slight echo. Let me fix that real quick. Alright, my sound should be down enough. So. Anyway, to say what I was thinking just a minute ago, for how simple this game is, I love the art design. I really do. By the way, this bit of the game is called casing, I believe. Basically, you're making a file off of the people that you meet in each case, so that I guess he knows them better, he understands them better. And then you can just talk to them to get dialogue info.
Madam, can you tell me if you saw or heard anything unusual upon the night of the murder?
At 2 o'clock in the morning, I heard a terrible scream. I thought nothing of it then. He would scream all the time when he was drunk.
In all honesty, I'm having trouble trying to find something to talk about in this game.
Can you please tell me what occurred on the evening of the murder?
Well, Peter got drunk in the evening. He was in such a terrible temper. Usually whenever that happened, he'd stay all night drinking in his cabin before passing out.
By the way, I will not talk during dialogue.
Do you remember at what time you found your husband's body?
In the morning, at around 7 o'clock, I noticed the cabin door was open, but I didn't go in to take a look, for I knew my husband would not have liked it. At around 10 o'clock, I dared to glance in through the door and... oh dear.
Was your husband accustomed to receiving visitors?
Oh, no, I don't think so. I mean, he didn't really have many friends. He lived quite an isolated life here, after his retirement.
You have indeed suffered a great loss, Mrs. Carey. Nevertheless, I believe it will be less of a burden for you soon.
Yes, life with Peter was never easy, but he was still my husband.
He was different, wasn't he, when you first met him upon your return from Plymouth?
Yes, Mr. Holmes. Oh, my goodness, but how do you know about that?
Okay, I guess I should explain this a little bit. This bit of the game is basically when there's a contradiction to their statements or something, it'll bring up this, and you can use evidence you currently know to kind of either answer their questions or prove a contradiction in their statements.
You undertook a pilgrimage to the Cathedral of Santiago de Compostela when you were young. That much is evident from the rosary in your hand. The shortest route for the pilgrim from England to Spain is from Plymouth. I believe that you met Peter Carey as a young sailor there, and you married him soon afterwards.
That is indeed what happened, Mr. Holmes. How extraordinary.
Thank you, madam. It seems that the garden was well maintained.
Mr. Holmes.
This window is locked from the inside. I do not see any attempt at a break-in.
Basically, during each one of these cases, I want to say doing my best to find everything. Because while I'm not sure you have to find everything to
These
complete the
footprints
case,
appear to be quite
I prefer
large.
to. So if there's some tedious areas where I'm just looking around, that'd be why. I'm trying to find as much as I possibly can.
The door is locked.
Wait just a moment, Mr. Holmes, and I'll open it. I locked it yesterday to ensure that no one should enter the cabin and tamper with the evidence.
Ah, good thinking.
Hello, hello, hello.
What is it, Lestrade?
It seems to me that someone has tried to force it, Mr. Holmes.
Let me see. These scratches are fresh. You're right. Someone tried to force open the door.
I swear these scratches were not here yesterday.
Our mysterious visitor came here last night.
Well, he's not the man for the job. This lock is not a difficult one.
Perhaps he did not have the right tool.
Alright, now that I realized that he had other dialogue.
He is inside the cabin. We took care not to touch anything.
Crap, I missed it because I went to the door first. He once had an entire 3-4 lines of dialogue other than this.
What a terrible way to die.
I'm not entirely sure what I'm supposed to see with this. Oh wait, I was using the wrong one.
This place is not covered with dust, like the rest of the shelf. An object was taken from here. It was larger than a book. A box or a small chest, perhaps.
Okay, that was simple.
The tooth of a sperm whale, probably from one of Peter Carey's catches.
I actually found this game quite
The
interesting
ship's
when playing it
logs
through
of the
before.
Sea Unicorn for the years 1878 to 1884. Peter Carey was her captain.
Why does it say object of interest? Oh, is that something I should just know about?
Harpoons for hunting whales. Peter Carey's boots. They look to be a size 8. Old navigation instruments, nothing interesting.
JHM.
JHN are probably the initials of the owner of this notebook.
What a quaint little notebook.
The pattern of the blood stain indicates that the notebook was not lying on the floor prior to the crime, but it was dropped into the pool of blood after the death of Peter Carey. These abbreviations mean something, but what? The weapon fully penetrated the body. The force of the blow was immense. Peter Carey was impaled to the wall by a whaling harpoon. This blood is from the pool underneath the dead body. This wooden handle is plain and solid. Peter Carey tried to defend himself with this knife, but he did not succeed. This man is in his 50s, yet he still looks quite strong.
I'm trying to get everything before I go to the deductions page and explain that to you.
Rum, a sailor's drink. Someone drank from this glass recently. It seemed that Captain Carey was enjoying a drink before he met his death. The initials PC have been crudely burned. A sailor's work. This aroma is familiar, but to recognize it, I must
completely forgot
construct
about
my
this.
associations in one picture.
So basically, there's a picture that you have to align here. But to align it correctly, you have to move these items around to find their perfect spot. I'm trying to remember how you're supposed to align this to find said perfect spot. Oh, I seen it. Alright, there it is. I'm going to assume this is supposed to be right here. This is actually quite the pain in the ass for me somehow.
Yes.
There it is.
This is a coarse tobacco, quite strong and very popular among sailors.
By the way, I find it amusing that he can just pick random shit up out of nowhere. He says it's off his memory, somehow I doubt that. Wait.
Peter Carey was fully dressed. He was not caught by surprise. It is possible that he knew his murderer. The Sea Unicorn. She was the ship that Peter Carey commanded.
Wait a second. That says Dundee. As in Crocodile Dundee? I love that movie. I'm not sure if that's spelled the same way though. Alright, I guess it's time. This is the deductions page. Basically, you find two of these clues that you, how do I say, that you may think go together. And then, well, that's quite simply it. If they do go together, then they'll make, well, let me just show you. Well, okay, let me show you that first. That is not what goes together. Actually, I just realized I clicked on the wrong, my head has gone a blank. I clicked on the wrong clue. There it is. I'm sorry, guys. I am pathetic. I'm so nervous that I don't know whether people like this, that I'm forgetting words at this point. That's That's bad. Alright. Anywho, this is the deduction he has made. Or, more accurately, this is a task he's made for himself off of his deduction. So, let me show you how this goes.
Someone was here yesterday. They attempted to force the door to gain entry.
Well, Mr. Holmes, what do you think?
I think that we are lucky
And why is that?
because of last night's attempted break-in.
Oh, you've lost me.
It is very probable that whoever came here hoped to find the door open. They tried to force it with a knife blade, but they failed. What will they do? Why, return tonight, when they will be better prepared.
Aha! So what do you propose?
We shall remain on the outside, near the window, where we stand the best chance of catching sight of our visitor. Well, gentlemen, ready your pistols. We have a long night ahead of us.
Then, oh wait, I believe Lestrade has something else to say to me.
We need to find a good place for an ambush. Perhaps behind Carey's
Okay, never
cabin,
mind.
near the window.
This looks like the perfect hiding place.
And now we've set an ambush. And now we wait. Oh my god. I just realized it's been about 27 minutes. And a fair amount of that has been loading screens. Okay, so that changes my time schedule a bit. So I'm going to go ahead and say that I'll probably play for 45 minutes per episode. See how that gets us. Alright, here we go. To another loading screen. Give it a second loading a cutscene. There it goes.
Shh. Did you hear that? There's someone there.
Come on, cameraman, do your job.
I'm gonna collar him.
I'll be right behind you.
Police! Hold it right there. All right, my fine fellow. Who are you and what are you doing here?
You're detectives, I suppose. You imagine that I'm connected with the death of Captain Carey. I assure you I'm innocent.
Innocent? And what are you doing in his cabin?
Shall I tell you? You came to retrieve what you had lost after killing Peter Carey, but we were here, waiting for you.
What is your name?
John Hopley Nelligan, but I didn't...
Do you deny that you came here yesterday?
No, but I... Yes, it's just that I couldn't...
I'm tired of this. Off we go to the yard. Tomorrow, I'll see that you're put in front of the judge.
What? But you can't! I'm not... It's a terrible mistake!
Enough. You can explain all of that to the judge. You're coming with me to the yard.
But...
In light of recent events, it seems evident that your coming here was unnecessary. All the same, I'm very grateful to you, Mr. Holmes.
You are welcome, Inspector, but please don't be too hard on our young fellow. I would like to question him tomorrow morning.
That was anticlimactic. I'm expecting something more to happen there. Alright, here we go. Now we can examine his belongings and then talk to him about
These are
them.
the suspect's belongings.
Yes, that is quite obvious. Thank you for stating the most perfectly obvious of things. So let's start with his ring.
And partner, 1883. To my friend, from R. Dawson. Dawson. I've seen this name before. Perhaps my archive holds the answer. A
Alright, next the pocket knife.
It was used to force the door of Peter Carey's cabin.
Excuse me.
A handkerchief with the initials J.H.N.
Okay. Well, that was simple enough. Now, before we interrogate that young man, I believe he wanted to access his archives. So, let's go do that real quick. You know, that glitch in his clothes is just so obvious that it's a glitch because it has almost no texture compared to the rest of his skin. That's... Yeah, thank you for changing the screen on me for that. But that was odd. That was just off. Does it happen here? No, it doesn't happen here. It's only in the carriage. Oh, I know what that letter's for. I'm not gonna take that because that spoils the ending to another case. So, basically this is, well, Sherlock Holmes' archives, as I said before. And what you have to do is you have to use what's on the left to find, and use keywords from that to find, well, whatever he wants to find in his archives. Generally, it's in newspapers, by the way. And actually, it's right there. See? Easy. And then you can read this if you want. I'll sit on it for a second. Alright, next page. Alright, that's it.
Now
Yes,
I begin
there it
to
is. Thank you.
understand that young man's story, but I am still unclear as to what connects him with the murder. It is time to ask him.
Alright, now we have that. Back to the Scotland Yard. Depending on how much we get through, I may stop at 40 or 45 minutes. I imagine probably 45, so... I find it amusing that he sticks his pipe in his lip. Not even in his mouth, just in his lip. Now for interrogation. Where? Oh, he's already in there. Yes, he is. Normally there's some dialogue there, but okay. Well, let's do the casing for him. Trying to think what else could be. Did I just see it light up? I'm not thinking so. Oh, come on, this is supposed to be an easy one. There it is. I wanted to say it was on here somewhere, but... Oh, is it? There it is. Alright, now let's just start asking questions.
Does this notebook belong to you?
Yes. But where did you find it? I did not know... I thought I'd lost it at the hotel.
What do these abbreviations mean?
Oh, no. I beg you, I can't. If I told you, it would only make things worse.
But I will find out eventually, Mr. Nelligan.
That was almost ominous.
The sea knife was found near Carey's body. Tell me, Mr. Nelligan, did Mr. Carey try to defend himself or to attack you with it?
I don't know. I didn't kill anyone.
The police seized this valuable ring from you. Whose is it?
I didn't steal it from anyone. It has always belonged to me.
The ring's date of engraving is many years ago. You would have been a child then, hardly in any position to receive such an item from a partner. So, Mr. Nelligan, who is the true owner of the ring?
The ring is mine.
No, Mr. Nelligan. I believe that the ring had belonged to your father.
Oh, but how do you know?
The jacket you are wearing is made of an expensive fabric that only a man of exceptional wealth could afford. You do not seem to me to be a rich man, Mr. Nelligan. Furthermore, the garment is ill-fitting. It is quite clear that it belonged to someone else, most probably your father. With your father gone and taking with him the family's wealth, as a little boy you had to find yourself a manual job, and it was most probably cleaning fish. You cut your hands often while working. I can tell from the scars.
I'm speechless, Mr. Holmes. It all happened exactly as you say.
I have heard the story of Dawson and Nelligan, the West Country bankers.
Yes. Joshua Nelligan was my father.
I am aware that it had a bad ending. When the bank failed, it ruined half the families of Cornwall, whereupon Joshua Nelligan disappeared.
My father was under extraordinary pressure. Dawson had retired. I was only 10 years of age at the time, but it was still old enough to feel the shame that befell our family. My father was convinced that he could pay off all his debts if the creditors gave him time. He set sail for Hammerfest in Norway in his small yacht, just a few days before an arrest warrant was issued. He left my mother a list of the securities he was taking. No word was ever heard from him again. We believe that his vessel went down, taking with it everyone and everything on board.
Thank you for the story, Mr. Nelligan. At last, we are making some progress. Interesting. Joshua Nelligan and Peter Carey were both at sea in Norway. There is definitely some connection between Peter Carey and Joshua Nelligan's disappearance.
By the way, that is a much bigger plot point than you guys might think. And for anybody who's played this game before, if I'm slow, or if I act stupid, that is the entire point of this channel. For me to be slow, act stupid, and talk authentic gibberish when I'm angry. Don't get after me for it. Or do, I don't really care, actually. Alright, let's finish. Alright, okay, this is motive based off deductions. Basically, it'll say a motive based off the deduction that I made. Off the 2 clues, that is. There it is. And, oh. I forgot about that experiment. Alright.
I need to
Okay,
stage
that's the
your
last thing I can do.
construction. I'm sure that Watson would be happy to oblige.
Alright, I believe I have some extra dialogue here, so we'll head here first. By the way, you guys are lucky. You will have 2 uploaded by tomorrow. There's that glitch again. But yes, you'll have 2 videos by tomorrow. As soon as I'm done uploading this, I'll be recording Dark Souls 3, so... Also, we will be having a special guest join us on Dark Souls 3. I don't think there's anything to do with that card. No, there wasn't. Oh, wait. I do believe I need a harpoon from here, though.
That should do
Let me
it.
take it back.
Now I am ready for the experiment.
And I believe there's some extra dialogue up here. There's a lot of extra dialogue up here. Wow.
The garden is very large and well maintained. Do you employ someone to look after it?
It is true, there is a lot of work, but my husband took care of it himself.
Is this your husband's tobacco pouch?
I'm not sure. It might be, but he hadn't smoked in a very long time.
Your husband's private papers. Do you know where they are?
There was a small tin box, barely larger than a book. He kept his papers there. It should be somewhere in his cabin.
Thank you, madam.
You know, even though I remember... Why did I just run here? I can press X and travel wherever I want. But I can't remember the ending to this. But I do believe it has something to do with her. I know she isn't the murderer. But it has something in big regard to do with her, and I'm not sure what. And it's annoying me that I can't remember what. Okay, they really need to patch that. Or fix it, not patch it. Because that glitch is annoying me. Oh, loading screens. Don't
A
you
spot
just love
of
them?
whaling,
There we
Watson?
go.
Would you care to take part?
Are you serious?
No. But we do need to clarify what happened on the night of Black Peter's murder.
A reenactment, then? Is something bothering you?
The sailor's knife, Watson. Why was it on the floor?
Peter Carey attempted to defend himself?
It is possible. But if that is the case, then it alters many things.
I don't quite follow you.
Tell me, my friend, what is the animal closest to man, morphologically, I mean?
Ah, I see what you're getting at, Holmes. You asked me that once before. On the Ripper case, I believe. Do you want to slit some more pigs' throats?
No.
Well, thank goodness for that.
I wish to impale one with a harpoon.
Wonderful.
Watson,
Yes, that's
let
so
us
much
pay
better.
a visit to our butcher friend in Whitechapel. We require the carcass of a well-fed pig.
And the harpoon?
One of the harpoons on the wall of Black Peter's cabin should do quite nicely.
You mean the harpoon I already grabbed? I just realized that my mic moved again. There. That should be better.
Brave Toby. The best nose in the British Empire.
Yes, we are literally about to go throw harpoons at pigs. I find it amusing that the harpoon is just sitting in there with him. And what was that lighting glitch? I don't know whether you can call that poppin', but that's what it sure looked like. Only instead of the object, the lighting popped in.
Well, here we are in the preparation room. I can't say that I like the smell of it much. What do you intend to do?
To indulge myself in a little experiment. The challenge of lancing a pig's carcass with a heavy harpoon.
A little experiment?
Stand aside, Watson. This might be dangerous. I am not well practiced in this exercise. Yet.
You know, with that yet, I assume that's going to become one of
In
your
order to
daily
perform the
doings.
most reliable test.
Oh, I hated this aiming bit. Please tell me I got it. Wait, did I actually get it?
This is the best possible result
Oh my
I could
God.
get.
I did.
You see, Watson, throwing a harpoon and pinning a man to a wall requires either exceptional strength and training or diabolical luck.
If it was luck, then it was a chance in 1,000 that night.
Well, yes. Let us leave now.
All right. But before we go, I suppose I'll have to pay for all these carcasses you've happily mangled.
Very well.
Which is all of one.
Of course.
Another deduction to make. Jesus, I've added a few. Okay. Okay, apparently that's the wrong thing entirely. Alright, what's this? Oh, I get to choose on this one. So, I can choose whether it was a feat of strength or a lucky throw. I'm gonna go with feat of strength because I'm not one such believer in luck. Seeing as how mine always seems to go down the drain whenever I need it to be there for me. And I just exited when there was other clues. Nothing there. And nothing there. Alright. So, it seems there is nothing else I can do anyway. Wasn't that just dandy? Alright, so... Oh yes, I forgot something at Woodman's Lee. Actually, I just remembered this, so don't get after me for being stupid. I had forgotten.
These boots don't match the footprints.
So there was someone else here. See? Wait a minute. I wonder if that sparks some dialogue. I'm not sure. Let's just find out.
Who could do such a thing?
Nope.
My poor husband.
Yes, your poor, poor husband. I don't care. I just want to finish this case. It's an interesting mystery. That's all I like about this game. Oh, I suppose I should explain these tabs. This one is going to be basically your journal. It's going to tell you what you're supposed to do and what you've completed. This is the evidence you currently have. You can look over the dialogue for each one of the pieces of evidence you found. Then here are the documents you've had to grab from his archives. This is dialogue by each person and conversations with each person at any given time. This is the chronicle and whatnot. So basically the chronicle tells you what you did and how you did on each one of the cases, how you put it. So oh, and by the way, I'm not worried about you guys seeing this one because of one thing. If I check it, it's red. So I actually failed that case. So we will be redoing it, and I'll be making the right deduction next time. So you can read that all you want. It is not right. Here are souvenirs. Those are echoes from other ones. I'm not entirely sure what echoes do. And these are the portraits. Kind of what I said cases before for them. Basically, these portraits are what you come up with off the details you find on each character. And since I'm redoing this case, I don't know this person or this person. Okay, this is a different guy. Never mind. For a second there, I thought that this guy was this guy. Alright, so let's just get out of here then. I want to say that I was supposed to head to Baker Street. I've completely forgotten at this point. Sorry if you just heard a thump. My headphones fell off. You know, I'm sitting absolutely as far away from that microphone as possible, and it's still picking up fairly well. Especially after it glitched out and wasn't working earlier. Boy, I'm getting a headache. Yeah, that's gonna help this game be so much better for you guys. Well, actually, it's been longer than I wanted it to. About 55 minutes. And we still haven't gotten much of anywhere. So... But as I wanted to keep this down to a bit of a time constraint, I'm going to end it here and edit out most of the load screens and hope that brings it down some. So... This isn't going to be a complete hour, as the rest of my videos have been. And hopefully the other videos will be shorter. So... Well, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this. I hope that you'll enjoy the rest of the series, because being such a small channel right now, I'm going to be continuing through every series I start, as I have nobody to really tell me whether they're liking it or not, as most people subscribed to my channel can't even watch it right now. So... Well, thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed Abraham Lincoln and this game in general. Well, that's really all there is to say. Thanks for watching. Cut to the outro.
Hello people, this is the Joker Prime. Thank you for watching and I hope you enjoyed. Now for the people I know and love. To my lower left is Tier of Grace, my all-time favorite YouTuber, and if you give his content a shot, I believe you'll come to like it just as much as I do. To my upper left is my brother's channel. He'll be uploading mostly Smite content with a few wonderful one-offs as the time goes on. To my right is Alien Mustache, a good friend of mine, and if you like my content, you should like his as well. Click below my face for the first video in my top playlist currently, and click on my face to subscribe to me. And hey, if you like this content, maybe go check out some of my other content. You may like it as well. Many laughs to all, and to all a good day. Happy days, everybody!